Hello and welcome. You're watching a special on cricket Road to the World Cup. I'm coming to you live from Palakkale in Sri Lanka. Behind me is the Palakkale International Stadium. That was the venue that hosted the India-Pakistan game, which unfortunately could not go the entire duration. The news right now from Palakkale, because all of you would be very anxious to know how the weather is like. At the moment, cloudy once again in Palakkale, but it's not been raining. The Nepal team, the Indian team did not practice today. The Nepal team are here at the moment. What you see behind me are the indoor nets. So the Nepalese team that the Indian team would be playing tomorrow in their second game of the Asia Cup are hard at work in those indoor nets right behind me. But before that, let me quickly fill you in on some breaking news that's coming in from the Asia Cup. And the breaking news is that the matches that were scheduled to be held in Colombo may now be shifted to here in Palakkale, where I'm coming live from, and there is a possibility of looking at another venue in Dambulla in Sri Lanka. But Palakkale still remains the front runner. There is a possibility all matches come to Palakkale, or the matches are divided between Dambulla and Palakkale. What the organizers right now are waiting for is the readiness of the Dambulla stadium. That is an area where it doesn't rain much, so they're trying to assess the conditions there, whether at such a short notice it can be ready to host international games. Now, why is this decision being taken? Because in Colombo, it's been raining very heavily for the last few days. I landed in Sri Lanka 4 days ago in Colombo, and that day also it was raining, and it has been raining for the last 4 days. And the weather forecast for the coming couple of weeks isn't great. It's expected to be raining a lot, which means all the big matches that were to take place in Colombo could be a complete washout. Keeping that in mind, now the heads of the Asian Cricket Council, the organizers of this particular tournament, have put their heads together. They have been in high-level meetings for the last couple of days, I might add. They have been contemplating what can be done, what can be looked at in terms of ensuring that the games go on. So there is a situation now where you could be having games in Palakkale as well as Dambulla, or maybe entirely in Palakkale. So raining a lot in Colombo, that's the reason why they're looking at another option. Now, a lot of you might just say, well, Palakkale is no better, because if you remember, the game between India-Pakistan got washed out. But let me assure you that the weather in Palakkale is slightly better than what you are going to get in Colombo. If the games remain in Colombo, there's all likelihood of the tournament being a complete washout. But if the games were to shift to Palakkale, maybe some games to shift to Dambulla, there is a possibility you will get to see a few games. Quickly summing up the number of games that are to be played in Colombo, a total of 6 games are scheduled to be played in Colombo. 5 of those games come in the Super 4 stage, where you might get to see another India-Pakistan game, and even the final, then that becomes the 6 games. One Super 4 game is scheduled to be held in Lahore. That will happen in Lahore. But the remaining 7 games, including the final, are to be scheduled to be played in Colombo. Those games may be moved out of Colombo. There's a great chance of that happening. In all likelihood, those games will be shifted out. At the moment, there's no official confirmation, because I said the final modalities are being sorted out at the moment. As soon as that happens, there will be an official announcement. Once that official announcement comes, you will be the first one to hear that on India Today. In fact, this particular bit of information also we're bringing to you live and exclusively first on India Today, that the Colombo leg of Asia Cup may not happen at all. So that's the big news at the moment as far as the Asia Cup is concerned. The other big news, we'll get to the India versus Nepal encounter a little later in the program. The other big news at the moment is the Indian team selection for the Cricket World Cup. Remember, 15-member squad has to be picked, and we've got some exclusive inside information as to what the selectors are thinking, what the likely 15 is going to be like, and what we can confirm to you right now, contrary to what is being reported, that 5th, not today, but 5th is the day when the final team for the World Cup would be announced. There are just 2 or 3 players that the Indian team management are still sweating over because of their recent injuries, because of fitness concerns. Those concerns, once they are cleared, the squad will be announced on the 5th. All right, in that exclusive report, we've given you the insights of what the team management, what the selectors are thinking at the moment. They've zeroed in on the 15, provided KL Rahul is going to be playing a game tomorrow, provided he can keep for 50 overs. If they're happy with that, then he makes the squad. If they're not, then maybe, who knows, Sanju Samsung, who's been on a standby, could really get into that particular squad. So that was, again, exclusive details coming to you live on India Today as far as the squad is concerned for the World Cup. Final announcement on the 5th of September. Let's now turn our attention to India's performance here. Yes, India is going to be playing Nepal. It as things stand right now, because the first game was a washout. Pakistan have already qualified for the Super Fours. For India, it's a must-win game against the minnows that are Nepal. But what happened in the Pakistan game? That's still the talk of the town. Harbhajan Singh joins us live on the program. Harbhajan, first up, I'm going to talk to you about the biggest talking point right now. That was the performance of India's top order. They were struggling once again. It was a common theme. You get a left-arm fast bowler, and then he knocks over two of India's stalwarts in Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Once again, that proved to be the case. It's a recurring thing right now with the Indian top order. Ahead of this World Cup, the squad about which we were talking a short while ago, are you a worried man?
No, I'm not worried at all because this is part and parcel of the game, and of course, it's becoming quite of a habit now for left-arm seamer to come out there and do the job against the Indian openers. But I'm hoping, this performance, whatever we saw today, stay till today only. From next match onwards, we'll see the different batters, performing the way they have performed against the other bowlers. They'll showcase their talent. Rohit will score runs. There's no doubt about it, and so is Virat Kohli. One of those days, I just want to give it to these guys. They didn't get going, but yes, credit to Shine and the other bowlers. They bowled well and they got the rewards as well. But still, India managed to put up 266 was a big target on this board.
I'll take that question to you, Harbhajan, about Shubman Gill. He was in the form of his life just before the WTC final. After that, he's seen a bit of a dip in his performance. Where do you think he stands right now? Are you looking at his performance, and what do you attribute the reason of him not being successful at the moment? Is it just a bad patch that he's going through, or too much cricket he's had in the recent past? What is the real reason behind Shubman Gill really struggling right now?
Well, I think it is a bit too much cricket. He's been playing for quite a while now. He had a great IPL, and after the IPL, every player, they need some sort of rest because IPL is a very demanding tournament. You got to travel and also play every second, fourth day. I feel, he just need a bit of break. He's a quality player. There's no doubt about that. That he will come back into the form and start scoring those runs, what we have seen him scoring in the IPL. I believe that there's nothing wrong with his technique. There's nothing wrong with his kind of batting, what he's doing. But it's just that that confidence is a bit lost, and I'm sure if he'll give himself a bit more time, he's gonna come good.
Okay, okay. Harbhajan feels that all Shubman at the moment needs to do is give himself some more time, just relax a bit. Too much cricket maybe he's had, and then in all likelihood he will come good. Harbhajan, we've spoken enough about the India versus Pakistan match. Let's turn our attention to India's next game. It's a must-win game versus Nepal. Behind me, you can see those lights. Those are the indoor nets here at the Palakale Stadium, where the Nepal team is practicing as I speak. So my first question to you, Harbhajan, the Indian team didn't practice today, but what do you reckon? The same 11 goes in the game versus Nepal, or is this an opportunity to try a player here or there?
No, there's no need to panic. I don't think India will change anyone from the 11 what they played against Pakistan. I think it'll be the same team will play against Nepal and take this opportunity playing against Nepal. Like, you got to spend time in the middle as a batter, as a bowler. Try to rectify all the things what you want to do against big teams like Pakistan and Sri Lanka. That's what these games are for. And there's nothing better than practicing in the middle and take this game. as a practice, and of course play the way you want to play, and take a little bit more time to get into the form, get into the groove, and things will start getting better for you.
Okay, Harbhajan Singh says no need to make any changes to the playing 11, so you're unlikely then to see Akshar Patel come in or Mohammad Shami get a look into the Indian team, or even a Sanju Samsung or a Prasidh Krishna get a chance. Maybe India will go in with that 11 also, because India did not get a chance to bowl in the previous game versus Pakistan. So that's one thing, Harbhajan, that you want the same team to play. But what is it that the Indian team can look forward to, apart from, of course, ensuring that they win this game, not take any opposition lightly? But are there a few areas that the Indian team can look to achieve in the game versus Nepal, keeping in mind some tougher opposition going forward in this Asia Cup and then the World Cup?
I think India need to just play like India, Team India. They have brilliant players, unbelievable talent. They just need to spend a little bit more time on the stump. I think the more they stay on the wicket, more they're gonna score runs. And of course, they didn't get to bowl. I think 266. Even though we are talking that 20, 30 runs short, but I believe that 266 was quite a challenging total on this wicket. Mumra could have done well on this wicket under the light ball, would have swing. So I believe playing against Nepal will give them the opportunity to uh, uh, do better than what they have done so far against Pakistan, and come back better in the next game against Pakistan.
All right, Harbhajan Singh, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for speaking to India today, setting up that India versus Nepal game that is going to be played here at the Pallakele International Stadium. Whether we'll get a full game or not, can't really say. Today it's been good here, not raining so much. Hopefully this kind of weather continues for the game versus Nepal as well. As Harbhajan was pointing out, the things that the Indian team can look to achieve, one of them certainly will be that their top order, especially Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, that haven't played one-day cricket for some time right now, get to spend some time on the pitch. And that was an issue that cropped up in the game versus Pakistan. The top order really didn't fire for India. That is something that they can rectify in the game ahead. All right, that is the trouble that the Indian top order has been going through for the last few games as well. Maybe Nepal game is that time to rectify that. All one needs is some game time, some time in the center pitch to get those juices flowing, just to get some runs under your belt, and then the confidence comes, and then you're ready for bigger battles that you might have to be facing in this Asia Cup, as I mentioned, and then going forward to the Cricket World Cup. Now, here's a reminder: do join us live in about 11 minutes from now at 7 p.m. on our digital platform on YouTube, All Sports Today. That's where we'll have a detailed discussion about the Asia Cup, the shifting of the matches, the World Cup 15, what is it going to be like, all the details of how they've zeroed in on KL Rahul, as well as what is it that India can achieve in that game versus Nepal. All those things coming up. Join us on YouTube, on Sports Today, in exactly 11 minutes from now. We'll have a long, detailed discussion, maybe even take some of your questions. So see you there. For the moment, that's all the time that we have on this broadcast. But I leave you with the fans of both sides, Pakistan and India. Both of them turned up in large number to watch the game yesterday. Unfortunately, could not have an official game. And both the set of supporters had their own way of looking at the game. Because it was stopped in the middle of the innings, which was the team that was lucky to escape? We asked that to the Indian fans, the Pakistani fans. Here's what they had to say. Listen in, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time. For the moment, Nikhil Naz signing off from Pallakele in Sri Lanka. Bye-bye.